Hello again, Article Club. We are back. Sans makeup again. It's apparently what we do these days. So, in today's newsletter, we are going to be talking about an aspect of grief that I don't think anyone really understands until they're like actually in grief and going through it. But I think it's probably the most difficult part of grief. I don't know. All parts of grief are difficult, and different parts are difficult for different people. Um, but what came up for me recently after finishing a book that is the resource that I'm sharing today, is the permanence of grief. It is almost oh, if you hear meowing in the background, that's Fizzy. Let's see. Do you want to come up? Are you? All right, there might be a cameo, cat cameo. Um, so yes, the permanence of grief. Oh, I think we're gonna get one. Um, it is the opposite of so many things in our culture where, everything's temporary. There's going to be an end, right? Like if you that laundry basket full of clothes that needs to be washed, that will get done eventually, right? Hopefully. Um, here's Fizzy again. You got to mow the lawn. That's going to get done. You got to go your holiday shopping, right? That will get done. There's just so many things, or just like states that we're in, right? Like if you have really bad, I have really bad like allergies in the spring. Temporary, because it will no longer be spring and things will stop blooming. That will be over. Or waiting for things, right? You're waiting for um a train if you're on the subway, like in New York or Chicago or Boston. Hopefully it'll come eventually. Or, all these states are in flux and changing, but grief does not. It changes. It's malleable. It can change in how it feels. It can change in intensity. It can also come and go whenever it wants to, but it's there forever, right? Because your love for somebody, your relationship to the person or whoever you lost is there. And I think we touched a little bit on this in my newsletter a couple of weeks back about year two of grief and how the shock was gone. And now I'm like dealing with the reality of like, this is what it is forever. But I think the idea of something being like the state and accompanying you for the rest of your life, again, is just like we don't really go through that. And I think we exist in a culture, it's like you just gotta push through it. You just gotta push through it. Like this will be over and you'll be on to the next thing. Not grief. And it's something I have struggled in my own life to find the right words for. Um, And then I realized I didn't have to because Joan Didion did it better, obviously, because she's Joan Didion. So one of my griefy friends, who's lovely, lent me this book right here, The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. It's hard for me to hold this. We've got a cat in the lap. Um, and it is all about the first year after Joan Didion's husband died suddenly. If you have not read it, highly recommend pick it up at your local library, pick it up from your local bookstore. She is prolific as a writer, and there is a passage at the end as she's closing in on the first year and she's reflecting on like all that she's learned. And she really put into words what I think is almost like the crux of grief, which is how endless it is. Um, so not exactly like the most happy newsletter day. I mean, grief is multifaceted. So, but also can be really, really sad. So I really do hope that you read through the newsletter, read on. Um, Especially because I think it's something that this is can be difficult to communicate to the people in our lives, right? Is that like so many times in our lives in so many in the lives of the grieving, it'll be like, okay, you've gone through the first year. And then people just like, or not even the first year, right? Say after 6 months, people stop checking in, right? Like people, you could have the funeral in October and then by Christmas, nobody has shown up, right? To be there for you. So like the fast moving pace of life doesn't really, um, I don't know if taken into account is the wrong word, but it is like, that's not how grief moves, right? Um, and I think Joan Didion just is able to capture the magnitude of that and the gravity of that in a way that only someone who is as talented as her can. So again, Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking. I've included a couple of quotes that really stuck out to me in the newsletter. And so I hope that you find some support here. Hope that Joan Didion's words resonate with you like they resonated with me. And I will see you very, very, very soon.